Hello. Making a trip to town. We just had another snowstorm. Not last night, but the night before. Most of it's melted off today. I have to go turn in some prescriptions. And then I'm going to go by McDonald's and get me a Egg McMuffin. Because I need to eat something before I take my medicines, which I didn't do before I left the house. Too busy trying to get all the snow and ice off my car. And then I'm going to the dollar store because I need some cigarettes and some laundry detergent. And maybe a couple cans of tuna for the cats, which they're doing fine. Just getting real antsy because they're stuck in the house most of the time. I mean, they can go out if they want to, but they don't. They don't like this cold weather any more than I do. I'm still working on the series Mad Men. I think got 2 more seasons to watch. Every evening it's been a marathon. Gosh, those Republican madmen and how they handled their advertising agencies and all the conniving, backstabbing, lying, cheating, stealing. I mean, my gosh. I'm imagining while I'm watching it, I'm sure, because that's where Donald Trump grew up, and that's where his dad worked. They didn't work in advertising, but it was, they were into real estate, and I'm sure a lot of that was cutthroat too, and it was all about the money. Who could have the most money? They didn't care about people. They'd walk on anybody and go over anybody just to get those big bucks and the glory, the glory of being the most richest and having the most. And then the lighter side of it, which is so sad too, is women trying to come into their own, trying to be independent and strong, and not just be told that the way for them to live was to find a rich man and marry him and do what he needed so that he could keep on bringing in the bucks, bringing in the dollars. Anyway, I guess what I'm wanting to kind of say this morning is, like I said, that's where Donald Trump grew up back in the 60s and 70s. And I'm just, that's why he ran for president in the first place, because New York caught up with all his illegal dealings, and they were coming after him. And he knew he was going to have to probably pay a big sum of money or go to prison or whatever his conviction would be. So he knew that was going to happen. He hightailed it out of New York as soon as he could, and he ran for president. Well, that started before he got out of New York, but anyway, came down that escalator and started the bullshit on the American people. You're businessman, Republicans. You've got a big businessman that worked in the biggest city on this planet, New York. Oh my goodness. Oh, back to the women in those years that were trying to survive through all that madness and just trying to change their lives of sitting home with the kids and always looking glamorous and always being just a servant to their master husbands. And if they weren't out making money too, then they were worthless, other than just raising the children, and the children pining for their daddy's love and affection. But daddy had to work all the time, and and not only did he work, and I know this story's not based on any particular people by name, but it's a reflection of what was going on. And those men's in those big businesses, they had all kinds of women on the side. I mean, women were tired of being looked at as just, a body to use. Just a body to use. And they'd lie to them just like they would their fellow businessmen. So they would have all these conquests. Like Donald Trump said, the reason he didn't go to Vietnam is because, or we know because he said he had burned bone spurs, which a doctor was pretty much paid off to get him out of serving his time in the military. Well, all of our young men were over there fighting and dying and coming home with severe emotional issues after being in a war, which a lot of people don't even take the time to think about what men and women that have served in a wartime area, what that does to them if they're caring people, if they understand that the bodies that are lying on the ground, women and children, babies, old men, old women, are human beings just like they are, then it takes an emotional toll on them too. Even if they survive physically, they may not survive very well mentally. And so anyway, back to Donald Trump and what he said about he wasn't in Vietnam, but he had his own war going on right here. And what he said was his war was to avoid STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. So he was going around having his conquests with as many women as he could. Oh, and he was married twice before Melania. Anyway, it's not funny. None of this stuff is funny. But we definitely have a liar and a cheat and a thief, a womanizer, a racist. He'll do anything to save his own ass. And that's just how it is. And I'm wearing this pin when I go through McDonald's, when I go to the drugstore, when I go into the dollar store. I'm wearing the post office because I believe this. The only way we make America great again, or get on the right road to making it great again, is to put Donald Trump in jail. Because what he's done to the people of this country and to our system, democracy. Oh, by the way, that's why we have all been for Ukraine. because they had a democracy, not a dictatorship like Putin or Kim Jong-un. I don't know why you people can't see this. There have been people in our presidency that have been Republicans and Democrats, but they held dear the Constitution and democracy and our system of keeping this country going. And other democracies looked up to us. They don't look up to us no more. Putin looks up to us. We are following his playbook. Now, you don't like for me to talk harsh or sound a little upset. Well, too bad. This is my YouTube channel, and that's how I feel when I talk about it. So yes, I've not been putting out very many videos because I don't like talking about it. I never have liked talking politics here where I live. That's what makes a democracy. Everybody talking about the issues and accepting people for who they are and what they've been through when they're trying to do good for everyone. And this is a big country, and we're made up of immigrants. Right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. Immigrants, all of us. And it's not an easy task to have a country where people come from all over this planet together and try to work together decently and live decently together. But you're just throwing it all to a criminal. Anyway, I'm going to go to town and do what I need to do. Then I'm going to come back home, do what I need to do there, and I'm going to finish watching Mad Men. And just counting the days till warm weather comes and I can get out of the house more. I do love you all. Just like I say, I never liked talking politics in this red area because I was outnumbered totally on every side, especially because I'd lost my family. But I carried on. I carried on, but I didn't want to talk about it. But I had to start talking about it because I could see how the people I grew up with, the people that I've lived around a lot of my adult life, have just fell in to the deception that this person, Donald Trump, has give you just to save his own ass. You better start thinking about saving your own ass, because he's not going to do it. He's not from God. He is not from God. That's not the kind of person God's going to send. It isn't the kind of person that God sent. He has nothing similar to Jesus Christ. And people that don't even go to church or have a certain religion that they say they are, there's still a lot of decent people, good people that care about each other and other people. And they like what Jesus Christ said. I'd rather follow that any day than Donald Trump. Everybody try to have a good day, and I'll be checking in with you later. And lots of love to my subscribers. Lots and lots of love to my subscribers. Grammy.